Yo boys, back with another video. Today we are going to be doing some Subrogue. Now Fuji, I know you're watching this. I did try out those builds and the builds aren't really viable if you're doing like, I don't know, overall for me they just weren't good. Like they were good enough to play, like if you're doing like a real, like if you have real teammates, like when you're doing, viewer games or carries or whatever, it's not really good. You basically, I feel like tech right now is the only build you can play if you're just trying to go in there and like help somebody or something. Because really, in reality, even if you go for an Abyss build, it's just not good enough. I feel like Subrogue is just so relied on the tech that it's just without it, or even with it, with that build has it, you just don't get the reset on your vanishes, which is needed because then you get an extra set of burst. So only having one set of burst on that build was like meh. So I end up sapping him here. I end up blinding him. I'm gonna sap him off my blind here. Instantaneously step sap him here. Step sap him. Sap his trinket. Make sure I spam it because I know he's gonna trinket because his warrior's at 10%, and we end up taking him out. So we get pretty good CC there, and they end up losing. But yeah, basically anytime you CC somebody, especially if you're gonna reset, make sure you stay there for a couple more seconds and spam sap it. Because if their teammate's at 10%, they're gonna be forced to drink it, and there's nothing they can do about it. Okay, so Priest Rogue, and actually this one got cut off by my. I don't know what happened, but my storage randomly is bugging. It do be bugging, so it ended up deleting my 1v1 with this guy, which I ended up winning. You could take my word for it. This is one priest that I wasn't going to lose to. But here we end up getting double trinket. I'm going to backstep disarm him. Now, I probably should have saved this arm for his death mark, but honestly, I thought we would have killed him in the opener by now. That's why I'm going to be full sending it in a second. So my guy starts getting pumped. I would blind the rogue here on his death mark, but this he's AoEing, 24/7. This guy ends up breaking the blind. He ends up DR fearing. My guy's trying to survive, but at the point where he's pretty much dead. We almost kill Priest here, and he randomly just gets the fattest heal I've ever seen. Actually, he ends up swapping. That's what kills the rogue, actually. So he ends up swapping. I end up trying to Shadowy Duel. I'm barely having enough energy to kill him, and thankfully I have Vanish. See, like in that situation, if I didn't have a reset cooldown on my Vanish with symbols and that stuff, I wouldn't have killed him there. That's the one thing about having to stack the good old Fash Mastery. You legit just cannot. You legit just have no energy ever. You're just energy starved, especially now when like all your damage is meant to be yours, like instead of basing your damage off the cosmic trinket and shadowlands, you're basing it off of your actual abilities. So it's kind of awkward. I end up sapping him here. Usually I thought hunters just pop their aim shot and then one shot, so I figured he would just aim shot. But I guess he just used the instant cast first and then he one shots. I end up putting my back to the wall so he can't shadow step, like stun me or anything. So I end up swapping, blinding, and this is where we get really good solid step here. Really insane. So basically, the best setup you can get, he runs at a dome, I'm pretty sure. Or actually, no, he stays in it, and then he just dies. At that point, it wasn't enough to save him. Unless this guy had a big fat AoE heal, it was not saving him today. But another W. Here, DK Priest. So for some reason, sometimes I load in so slow. I think that was part of my disc. I had to like go through delete a bunch of games that I had. Because like, I was loading in super slow. That's why some of these clips are like lagging. But I honestly am video start like content, I have nothing. I've just been playing solo queues, and I'm telling you, 30 minutes for a queue is ridiculous. It's just Rets and Evokers one-shotting. It's like, God, if I was like once I go for this, legend title, it's like if they don't fix the queues and like people don't start playing healer, especially after all the buffs and nerfs that they had, like people should be logging on healer. As long as they fix the one-shots, I feel like just log on healer, please. I want to be able to play the game. I think solo queue is 10 times better than arena. We end up killing him off DR here, end up taking him out. That's a good thing about playing with an MM hunter. They have CC. They don't really. They're solely solo target. So I tell this guy to trap the DK here so we can get away. Even though it's DR'd, it's all about me surviving. Because in reality, if I die, my guy's not gonna be able to beat DK. So we end up just running here and kiting like as much as possible. But yeah, there's a lot of buffs, especially on disc. 20 to 25% on disc. Almost every single ability should be crazy. So that'll be nice. Hopefully people start playing, disc priests and shamans and holy paladins and mistweavers. Really every healer got a buff, so except Resto Druids and Invokers. Resto Druid got a 10% nerf and then a bunch of other nerfs. Feral Druid nerf. Ret nerf, Evoker nerf on their one shot. I think everything that needed to be one shotted, like nerfed to the one shot, got nerfed. So I think that's very good. I think now, as long as people aren't clicking one button and they're instantly killing you with like Reds were doing, they just click wings and you die in legit 2 seconds. I don't think any class should be able to do that. I think it's dumb. But here I end up stunning. So this guy should always be running blink stun. So he could have just instantly blink stun alter timed, but ended up just blocking here. Rogue ends up triggering the trap. He ends up sheeping. Now my guy probably could have canceled his turtle and kicked the sheep. But he should end up instantly pet sacking here, and that counteracts the bus completely, all of it. But he ends up dying without using it, unfortunately. I end up stunning him here. Now, what I should have done is when I sapped this guy right here, I should have waited until his cheat death was still going. I should have waited and then broke it. Because then I had to trinket this. Oh, he was so close. If I didn't put my tech off right there, he would have got a re and they would have won. Because I trinketed a root, like literally. I was not going to lose that game. So there, instead of me breaking my, sap, I'm going to wait until the cheat death proc is over and then just Shadow Strike him and kill him. And then in this situation, I guess he doesn't know that you have to get the ring now on top of the person. So like if it's in the middle, it doesn't actually hurt you. So I end up not getting out with stealth. And pretty much when you want to be winning a mage, you want to get cooldowns, but at the same time, as long as he doesn't have bust, especially as a fire mage, it's not like an arcane. Arcane has like unlimited damage always, and so does frost. But fire is like pretty. Right now, it's like if you're not playing a really good rogue mage, you're just getting absolutely destroyed. Let's be honest. Now the 5% buff might make it to where it's hitting 70k, 100k pyros, and if it is, then I say fire mage will be almost S tier, especially now that combustion is purgeable. But we'll have to see how that goes. And also, if you guys want to see me start pushing in arenas, let me know and I'll start doing that. But I've basically just been playing solo queue and that's all about it. Just capping my ults and waiting for the game to be good. But solo here, we end up opening him here and pretty much killing him. Not much you can do. I have blades up and it is GG's. He tries to get away here, but he busts and then goes 40 miles an hour. And at that point, I'm just going to get a re-stealth and then reopen after bust and GG. I have Vanish coming up. I have Blind up. So we're just waiting for the DR here. We're going to sap him so we can't start eating. And then we're just going to stun him. And I guess he's not blink stun because he's Shimmer and he gets taken out. And for this game, this was an awkward game. These guys played really bad. But like this guy has Sharpen off the bat, which you should never do. He's also not in D stance. So that's 2 strikes already. And that's just in the beginning of the game. So here we're going to open with a cheap shot. We're going to bomb. We're going to evasion so the Druid can't stun me. Stun the Druid here. Druid trinkets. I should instantly blind here. Now the problem with instantly blinding there is the Warrior has Dab of the Sword, so we end up swapping the Druid. Now we're not in disc, so I guess my Hunter didn't know we were mainly going the Warrior. So he ends up having his pet like automatically go in the healer, which ends up breaking my blind here. Which probably would have won the game, but at the same time probably not. So this ends up being a super long game, and honestly, we probably should have lost, to be honest. Because like they played bad, but I mean, just messing up one thing can just lose you games, especially versus Warriors. I say twos wise, like as you can see, he breaks my blind here. He gets a full trap. I end up breaking the trap. Because honestly, I thought I'd kill him here. I'm not gonna lie to you. I click every button, and he just sits here and sits at like 40%. So I was very salty about that one, and I was like, bro, we are so dead. My guy has no turtle. He has pet sec. He has his heal, but other than that, he's juiced out, and that is all that she said. He ends up doing a big go here. Honestly, I thought he was going to die. I'm not going to lie. I pretty much thought I don't have disarm yet. I basically stun him here for my guy to get away. My guy needs to instantly dismount his pet, so get his pet away, and then instantly re-stealth, get HP, and then we reopen with a sap on the Druid, and then stun on the Warrior, and then we win the game. So the Warrior ends up having a good idea to not, just stand there. I don't know what they were doing. Like, if he just came in and leaped or, did anything, like, I'm pretty sure he has leap up right now. If he leaps over and just kills the Hunter, GG. It's over. I end up sapping the Warrior here just for my Hunter to get in stealth. And pretty much, my guy's going to get HP. We're going to sap the Druid, and then we'll have blind off of it, and at that point, he's dead. Unless, like, we don't have any damage with it, When you're playing with the Hunter, usually every minute they have the most unhealable damage, even if they don't know what they're doing that much. They know enough, so make sure you don't cheap shot though. You have to open and you have to get enough for a kidney. Because like if I cheap shot there, we would have been dead. we win the game here instantaneously. I had blind still, so if he had trinketed, which he doesn't even have it up yet, so I could have just full blind off the sap, and then it would have been GG'd. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you want to see in the next ones, and peace, boys.